welcome to another video, ladies and gentlemen. In this kind of video, and comment down below if you want me to do more kinds of these kind of videos where I talk a little bit about news or a little bit about articles or whatever. I don't mind doing some more, but in this one, a bit of a juicy one. The Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio, has given his sort of his cue on Terry Silver's return, and according to him, apparently the comeback was always on the cards. And of course, before I go any further, this is the benefit to having a plan and a roadmap. Now again, when you're in the creative process, things change. You'll always change scenes or stories or character decisions, but overall you have a rough sort of idea of where you're going, which is why I've said, and I'm sure in the article Ralph will definitely probably touch upon this, but for me at least, every character that's come back thus far has served a purpose other than, oh look who it is, oh it's this person, oh Ali's back, oh Chozen's back, oh Kumiko's back in the mix. There's it's the old biker gang reunion. It serves a purpose outside of us, because as cool as it is for us to see it, you know, the power of bringing a character back needs to be more than just us pointing at the screen going, oh my god, look, it's Chozen. Instead we're going, oh my god, that was Chozen. Whew. Hell yeah. And I've got a nice video on Chozen coming in the week, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. But let's get into this, and I want to just talk a little bit about it. And this is exactly why I love this show. During an interview with The Wrap, Ralph Macchio, co-star and producer, said that the introduction of the villain has been scheduled since Season 1. One thing we did was dive into the arcs seen in the movies, but we couldn't deliver too many at once. We had to put little clues until it was time to move the story forward in a natural way. We talked a lot about how and when to bring Terry Silver back, especially how he's going to relate to Kreese, Johnny and Daniel. Thomas is really wonderful and very happy to have you back, and look forward to hearing how the public will react to you to your return. So I think from that, one thing that we can understand and that we can take from it, and I think that's what separates this show from some, most franchises nowadays, is yes, it's great that Terry Silver's back. It's something that we've all anticipated since Season 1. Ever since the committee meeting where it says, due to the dishonorable act by Mike Barnes, John Kreese and Terry Silver, and they asked Johnny, what is your relation to this Silver? He says, ma'am, I don't even know who that is. I'm just a small-time business owner and whatever. Ever since that, and Terry Silver has just been teased across the show, where Kreese, when he's at the shelter with Johnny, he says, an old war buddy of mine offered me, a job, but I thought it was a handout. And then he says, oh, an old war buddy took that picture of mine. I mean, come on, who else is going to take that picture? It's obviously going to be Silver. And I got a video talking a little bit about potential flashbacks between young Kreese and young Silver going into next season. But I think one thing that I can really gather from this is that this just pays further tribute to the, as great as it is that Terry's back, the reason we're so excited for it and so hyped is because they done it at the right time. They didn't just bring him back in Season 2 for the sake of it. They brought him back at the right moment. They pulled the trigger at the right moment. Now, I get asked a lot, i.e. with the biggest thing, it's no secret, my channel has done a lot of videos on Robbie's character. And in regards to his redemption, I feel like Robbie's redemption, the seed will be planted by the end of Season 4 and he'll redeem in Season 5. And the reason I say that is because we need a season of evil Robbie. We need Robbie to have some pure, we need him to get that out of him in order for the redemption to pave way. Similar for the reason Chozen was brought in. Chozen was brought in and he redefined Miyagi-Do, where Daniel says, didn't feel like self-defense to me. And he says, defense takes on many forms. You see, it serves a purpose outside of us going, oh my god, it's Chozen. So when I get asked about things like, i.e. Robbie's redemption, who could win the All Valley? Will Kreese die by the end? I try and look at it with the landscape that we've got thus far in regards to characters, character choices, character beats, the certain little nuances that are created across the story. And I feel like with especially Terry Silver, this dude is the villain. 100%. Kreese is a villain. This dude is worse. I feel like Silver coming in is going to be, as Ken Cole said, a double-edged sword. I feel like for Season 4, it's going to work a treat. I think Kreese and Silver are going to win. I think Robbie will get the win in the final match. He'll win. And, you know, it will be their redemption story. This is 30 years in the making for them. This is why I want them to win. Because it wouldn't make sense Silver to come out of retirement, you know, not the actor per se, but just the character, you know, to come all this way to lose 30 years later again for something that happened 30 years prior. It doesn't. I feel like it would pay much more if Robbie wins and Silver starts opening up dojos all over the valley, and Daniel and Johnny can't do a thing about it. And then that there makes the possible redemption of Robbie much more easier to believe, because then Terry Silver will want full control. He'll start to maybe take a bit more from Kreese. Maybe start to go in his own direction. And then that leads to maybe a Kreese sort of subplot arc where he could go up against Silver. You never know. There's many possibilities. But one thing that this show has done so well, and ties straight into what Ralph's saying here, is the character is brought back because it is the right time. It's the right time. Now is the perfect time. Kreese has got his new Cobra Kai. He's got the son of Johnny Lawrence. He's got his champion in Tori. And he's got, you know, even Kyler, who is a perfect Cobra Kai. Everyone that's in Cobra Kai right now, Kreese's Cobra Kai, they would have been perfect fits for his Cobra Kai in the 80s. People like Robbie, Tori, and Kyler. Not Miguel. Not Arseface. Not those guys. Miguel is a good fighter, and so is Hawk. I don't mean to discredit them. They're my boys. But I'm talking about it from the standpoint of Kreese wants people he can bend to his will. Miguel's willpower is too strong for Kreese, and Hawk deep down is still Eli. That's why he redeemed. And Arseface is he's just not, you know, he doesn't fit Kreese's Cobra Kai whatsoever. He's more of an Eagle Fang. He's better there. But overall, the students that are in Cobra Kai right now are all the characters in the show that I would say are the perfect fit for his Cobra Kai. You could make a case for Hawk, but ultimately, deep down, he's still Eli. So people like Kyler, Robbie, and Tori are perfect fits. Will Sean join them? Who knows? I hope so. I think he'd be a perfect addition to them and would really he would really amplify them up a notch. But I feel like with this article and with this news, it's so important to remember that, yes, it's great that Silver's back, but the reason it feels so great is it feels earned. It feels justified. It feels right. It feels like now is as good a time as any to pull the trigger and say, hey, let's bring back Terry. Let's do it. We've got 3 seasons of setup, and now we're bringing him in. And if they've got the 6-season roadmap, that means you have Terry for probably the rest of the show. Unless something happens to him in Season 5, I think he's here for the foreseeable. Because I don't see how you top Terry Silver. Unless you have some villain come in that's like, hey, I'm the real villain. I don't see that happening. I think Terry Silver is the long-term villain. And I feel like this, again, will be a double-edged sword for Kreese. This will tie into Kreese's overall story, where Terry is the ultimate villain. He'll want full control. And just watch Karate Kid 3. Just watch how he is in that movie. This dude is insane. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see how this all unfolds. And I think, knowing that they've had this on the cards for a while, right? This is, and I'm going to throw a comparison in there. When they said that Palpatine was always on the cards in the sequels, you don't believe it at all, because nothing was alluded to. Terry Silver always being on the cards, I can believe that, because there is clues across the seasons to make you think, oh, maybe Terry could come back into the fold. Oh, maybe Terry could be involved at some point. Oh, I wonder what our boy Terry's doing out there. They keep name-dropping him, or they use him in flashbacks. They've set it up over time. They haven't, you know, done it on the nose, where it's like, oh, okay, Terry Silver! Terry Silver! Terry Silver! Look, they haven't done that. They've done it with little scenes and little moments across the show, i.e. when Johnny says, I don't know who that is. When Kreese says, a war buddy of mine took that photo. A war buddy offered me a job or something. When Daniel mentions, I think he mentions something about how he almost lost to Mike. Yeah, he did. He almost lost to Mike, and you see Silver, and then, you know, you see him telling the students when he joined Cobra Kai, and there's the flashback of him and Silver. They've dropped little hints across the show, so this feels earned. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Bring on season 4. I can't wait. Guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. And again, this is just one thing that I absolutely adore about this show, is the fact that every character return is done with a purpose. And once you get over the initial bringing them back, you don't really need a reason to bring them back. Like, if you wanted to bring Chozen back, you could just do that. You could just have Chozen come to America. If you wanted to bring Ali back, you could do that. Because you've got past the initial, okay, how do we bring them back in a way that is serviceable, fresh, new, respects the legacy, and takes their character forward in a surprising yet earned way. And I think I can speak for everyone when I say Ali being brought back. Who would have thought she would have been the bridge that Daniel and Johnny needed to come together? Who would have thought Chozen's return would redefine Miyagi-Do and give Daniel the edge that he needed? Because for a while, Miyagi-Do is just looked at as this self-defense thing and that's it. But when he says defense takes on many forms, woohoo! Chills. And then Kumiko coming back, not just a former love interest now, but she pursued her career, she followed her dreams, and she helped Daniel find balance. That's the important stuff right there. Right there. Kreese was brought back in because Johnny had just reformed Cobra Kai, and it was going to be interesting to see how Johnny would move forward. Now he's finally got what he wanted, now that Kreese is in the mix, and obviously we knew how that ended. But each character was brought back with perfect timing and perfect care, and it's something that this show does so well, and I will always be thankful to the creators of the show, the cast, the crew, because this show is a breath of fresh air. In so many sequels, remakes, and reboots that suck, this ain't it. Cobra Kai is badass. So ladies and gentlemen, say it with me. Cobra Kai? Come on, say it. Cobra Kai?